James Howard Wyche, Black Cell Biologist. James Wyche has studied bacterial genetics and the generation of hormones, as well as the workings of the pancreas and pituitary glands. As professor of medical science at Brown University, his current research is contributing to the search for long-term solutions to cancer and leukemia. An associate provost at Brown and executive director of the Multi-University Leadership Alliance, Wyche is also working to include a larger percentage of minorities among tomorrow's scientists and scholars. James Howard Wyche was born on November 14, 1942, in Greenport, New York, to William and Fanny Harris Wyche. His father worked as a house painter, and his mother was a physician's technician. Greenport is on the northeastern tip of Long Island, and Wyche spent his early years exploring the plants and animals living in what was then a rural environment. His parents and his teachers encouraged these explorations, and by the end of high school, he had decided to study agricultural sciences. In 1960, Wyche entered the two-year food science program at the State University of New York at Morrisville. He studied the causes of bacterial contamination in food and earned an Associate of Art and Science degree in 1962. Wyche continued his focus on bacteriology at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in 1965. Wyche performed excellent work at Cornell, despite several race-related incidents, and he quickly received a job offer from Brookhaven National Laboratory. After only a year, he entered the doctoral program in bacterial genetics at Johns Hopkins University on a fellowship provided by the National Institutes of Health. Before his degree was awarded in 1972, he participated in two research projects in cell biology at the University of California at Berkeley. One of the fellowships took him to the medical school of the University of Naples in Italy. These experiences, as well as a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of California at San Diego, began his fascination with the mechanisms by which a cell can produce chemicals that impact the health of the entire body. From 1974 to 1980, Wyche taught as assistant and later associate professor of biology at the University of Missouri-Columbia. He continued his research on how the glands produce hormones. In 1981, he moved to the City University of New York, appointed program coordinator and then director of the Minority Biomedical Research Program at the university's Hunter College, where Wyche began his dual role as professor and mentor for minority students. In 1988, he became Associate Professor of Medical Science and Associate Dean of Biology and Medicine for Minority Affairs at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. At Brown University, Wyche has combined his two priorities, researching cell biology and increasing minority participation in scientific careers. He is currently studying cell apoptosis, or programmed cell death, and the role that proteins and genes play in cueing or suppressing this process. Wyche has established that certain unique proteins can grow in cancerous cells that have survived initial treatments such as chemotherapy and radiation and continue to resist further treatment. Through these studies, he has identified a new chemical that will initiate apoptosis in these cells. Although too toxic for human use, Wyche is investigating natural plants and other sources that replicate this chemical. At the same time, Wyche leads an academic consortium of 23 institutions of higher learning called the Leadership Alliance, which encourages minorities to attend graduate school and become part of the broader research and faculty community. Increasing the available fellowships and grants is key to the Alliance's efforts, and their efforts, Wyche says, are essential to progress. Quote, as a nation, we face a tremendous challenge. If we close off our educational opportunities, we put ourselves at risk. Unquote. Despite all he has accomplished in the field of cell biology, Wyche is most proud of his efforts to diversify the population of scientists and scholars. Wyche has received numerous awards, fellowships, and scholarships. He received fellowships from the American Cancer Society in 1974 and the Ford Foundation in 1987. He has accepted awards for achievements in science and minority medical education from the National Council of Negro Women in 1991 and the National Association of Medical Minority Educators in 1990. He was also the recipient of the 1996 Howard University Outstanding Achievement Award. He has been a visiting scholar and speaker at various universities and colleges and has organized several national and international conferences on cell biology and science education. Wyche has served on committees for the National Academy of Sciences, the National Institutes of Health, the Department of Energy, the National Research Council, and the American Society for Cell Biology. Wyche is married and the father of 3 sons. He lives in Providence, Rhode Island. Citations are in the description.